Hi. So today in the we will discuss about customer service management. Why we need to use the CSM, customer service management CSM. Customer service management CSM. CSM is nothing but, for example, if you are a company, so every company has a lot of customers. So how these customers will be managed in all their, that's a customer one. So for us, it's a customer is an individual person or a company or other thing also. So now what we have to do it is for the customer. If you want to do customer, for example, see ServiceNow. ServiceNow is a company which has a lot of customers. So for example, if you see the all the companies who are doing the projects on ServiceNow, they are the partners and the clients, end users who are using the ServiceNow. Those are all the customers for that one. So if you want to do the implementation of the customer, what are the things we need to do the same thing. That means, so here, whenever, so if you want to do the customer service, so what we have to do it is, so for example, so the customer service, so what we have to do it is, so the first thing, we need accounts. If you want to implement service now, the data is account is nothing but is the customer data. Hey, hi Kiran. So today we just want to see the customer service management. Customer is a internal or external. So accounts should have a customer, and customer has a, if you want to define one, customer has a contract, right? So we need to set up the contract. So which means, for example, the service now instance, they can purchase a license from them, and they will tell that they can use 5 years for the contract. Guys, give me a minute. I'm getting a call. Now, what we have to do it is the customer. So if you want to do contract, so for example, if you purchase a service now instance from them, we have a contract. So in that contract, so they can deal with the what is the how many years you have to do, how many things, how many years they can use the all the stuff we can do it one. So that one, and once the contract is done, we can lose the entitlements. Entitlements is nothing but in the service now there is a lot of products were there. I'm just giving an example of the service now. So, for example, if you purchase a service now, so they have entitlements nothing but they want to use ITSM as a one entitlement. If you want additionally, do you want to any other thing you want to do for the entitlement is done, and after that, what we have to do? So, if you want to do the CSM, it's a product, and ITBM is a product, and there is a lot of other products which are supposed to do for the one. Those are the entitlements we need to set up. If you these are the three keys, and locations we need to add the same thing. Location. So these are the four things we need to set up when going to the customer service manager. This is the key data. And once this is done, so we need to add a case management. So which means the case is nothing but, so the case is nothing but, the case is nothing but what is a case? So for example, if you are a customer, So what we are supposed to do it is, whenever if you have created the thing was, uh, whenever if you created a something, so what we have to, sorry guys, uh, whenever if you have created a, if you are working on the something, so if you have any issues with the one, we can use the case management. And also, so case we can give it, and for the case we can give the SLAs and the what are the services they are offered. Services is nothing but what are how the services will be offered. So if you want to do customer service management, this is the main thing we need to set up. The first one is the accounts, second one is the contract and the entitlements and the location and the case table and the SLA and the what are the services for those accounts which you are offering. So whenever if you want to do the same thing, all the stuff we have to do very simple, which means here. Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me? Just let me swap the Wi-Fi. Just give me a minute. So I hope you are able to hear right now. Yeah. So the thing was what we have to do if you want to do the customer service manager, the accounts and contracts, all the stuff we need to configure it. These are the basic data we have to do for a same thing one. And now, so accounts is a internal. It should be a customer is a internal or external. So under the contract, what are the contract with them? Entitlements and the location and the case table. That's the case we have to do. SLAs and services. These are the main things. If you want to set up, if you want to implement a service now, customer service management, these are the main things we have to do for a same thing here. So this is the thing how we will execute. Now let's see how we can do it. So here the scope of this one is customer service management. Yesterday we have installed the plugins. The sorry, the scope of this one is customer service. So you can write this one. I'm sorry, I just wrote a mistake something. So the customer service. I'm sorry, just yeah. So now first what we need to set up, we need to set up accounts. If you want to go, you just go to the accounts here. In that accounts, we can add a account one. So here these are all the existing accounts. So if you want to, we can add a, for example, if I open existing account, so what we can do it is, what is the account name, account number, who is the primary contact. If you have any parent code, we can add it. And what is the registration code, customer or a partner, notes, what is the website, phone number, street address, all details will be there. So for this one, so there are few child accounts. If I open this one, see, right, this is the boxio. So boxio has a four child accounts. These are all the child accounts. That means one parent company has a around multiple child accounts. Here, what is a thing how we can do it? This is the one. And here, whenever you are creating a thing, we can use the parent and child accounts for the same thing here. So that's the thing we can do it. And here we have a contact. What is a contact? So every customer account has a contact. Contact is nothing but everyone has something to do the same thing here. So which means here what we are supposed to do is every customer has a user, so that one. So these are all the one. If you want, we can create a from new. If I open this one, see, whenever if you are showing this one, what are these customer contacts will be stored in the customer dot contact table, not in a sys underscore user table. Whenever if you create a record, it will be stored, create a customer contact. So it will stored in the customer underscore contact for the same thing. Now, the thing was here, what we are supposed to do it is, uh, what we are supposed to do it is we can do it. I'm just giving it one test user. So that I tell the like here the same thing we can do it, and email test dot user business phone number and all this stuff, and we can add these ones. So now whenever if the user is created, so right now we are in this one. So I'm just going to the what is this? Oh, default view. See, this is the normal view. So whenever if you create a customer user, these are the roles will automatically add it. So for example, if I open this one, since he is a customer one, so this is the user sn underscore customer underscore sorry customer service dot customer role will be added to the user automatically. So which as a child roles, these are all roles will be added to the user automatically. So by default, whenever if you create one, always try to use the same thing in the one. So this is the basic thing. And now if you go to the creator, and from that you can generate a password or you will receive email password. So if I go to the email logs, emails. No, I think it's not yet standard. I think maybe we can generate a password, but so which was supposed to send L, but maybe this account is not yet set up properly. That was not sent there. So that's the thing. That's okay. So now if I open this account, so what happened? Once the user is created, what we have set up, we have set once the account is created, we have set up a one. Now account address, what is the address? We can add this one, the billing address and the shipping address. For example, if I open this one, where is the address? This is the one. And if what is the address, for example, you can set up it from here. And what is this type of address? So if I open this one, so mailing address, and you can give a one. So whatever the type of address, we can add a same thing here. So this is the basic thing how we can add the same thing. Now cases I can see it on. Once now what happened, we have set up account and we have set up the account address and we have set up the account contacts. So till now you guys clear, right? Or any confusion? Okay. Now, so now the next step is what is the we have to do is we need to set up a contract for it. Contract is nothing but this is the contract. So when we are supposed to do, when we are supposed to do all the contract for the same thing here. So if you want to already have a contract, there's no issues. If you're not, you can create a new contract for it. What is the contract number? What is the account? Who is approved for this contract? And what is the contract name, contract number? What is the state and what is the adjustment number? All these ones. So if you want to adjust this one, you can click on adjust. What happened if you click on here? So you can change this to this one. So for example, if I change this to contract 21 one and payment account, I'm just making 690 something. Submit adjustment. So what happened? What was the date we have changed? It will change here automatically. Or if you want to click on cancel, it will automatically go to the cancel. If you click on renew the contract, so it will go for a different things. Approver and options. Renewal when we want to start it. And from here to 2 years. If I give as a 3 years, it will change automatically. If you give 1 hour, if I none, it is the same thing. Last one, it will the same thing. Cost adjustment fixed or manual CPI, percentage 60, and you click on one, submit for review. So what it was supposed to do, it will send for the same thing one. So this is the, if you want to do any contract terms and conditions, we can add a terms and conditions here. No terms and conditions. I think this already added, it's not showing one. That's okay. Now this is the one. If the contract is done, so what was the entitlements? See, so the contract is nothing but we have taken a contract with the company. Now we want to see in that contract what are the services they are offered. What are the services they are offered? We'll always try to come with the this one. This one in the sense entitlements for the same thing one. So for example, if I open this entitlements. So what is this entitlement? So I'm just making a test. Sorry, ITSM. So what is a product? So what is a product we have set up? The model product model we can set up this one. So we can write a software license and display name. So for example, if I take as a this one and what is the account we need to add it. So if I open this account Boexio and what is the contract? So for the Boexio, how many contracts we have? We have two contracts. So I'm just making three contract. And what was the asset? Asset in the sense, what was the asset? So right now we don't have an asset for this one. And what is the channels we can use for the something one? That means if I open this one, entitlements, what was the channel we are supposed to use the same thing one. So we can as a email and VA, the virtual agent, and chat, this one the business hours. So that means for this business hours, what are the business hours we need to set up for this one? If you give as a 24 by 7, what is supposed to do it is so what is supposed to do it is what we are supposed to do it is uh, what we are supposed to do it is we can use the same thing here. So that means here what we are thinking was, so you can add a same thing one. So if I give as a 8 to 5, we can exclude all this, we can do work one. And when this entitlements will start and when this one. So if we start from tomorrow and so for example, you can give a short term also we can give it and total units. How many units you need to add the same thing for it. So if I give total, we have 650 and remaining units will calculate. So unit is a cases or whatever you can do it and per unit. So what are the one we can add it. So this is the entitlements which we are supposed to, which we are supposed to do the entitlements. Like that, how many entitlements for example, if you want to, you can add a CSM or another thing also, you can add the same thing for it. So that is the entitlements one. Entitlement is nothing but it's a contract, so which is the something different for the same thing one. So this I hope you understand the entitlements are clear. because this service customer service management is some little bit tricky part. Tricky means you have to understand the process. Simple, a customer has an account. In that account, so we have a contract. So in the contract we have a product suite. See, for example, what you are supposed to do, assume that we are opening a Microsoft Office 365. If you take in a Microsoft Office 365 Microsoft, so there is a lot of different products, right? Outlook and OneDrive, SharePoint, Skype, Teams. These are all right. So MS Office, you are taking Office 365. You are taking a license. That's a contract. In that one, MS Team, how many licenses you want? So that's a entitlement. How many teams you want licenses? That's entitlement. How many Skype users you want to want? That's entitlement. Like that, those are all we can take a same thing one. Those are all the entitlements for the same thing one. So I hope it clear or any confusion, because the account setup, this is some little bit tricky part. So if you have to understand. Now the next step is assets is nothing but what was the models which you have added for the same thing one. I don't think we have any added any model for this. So if you want to any assets is nothing but we can use asset table. So we can add the same thing one. So we can add these two one. And terms and conditions, right now we have not built any one. So if you want to click here, you can build a terms and conditions is not adding. Okay, that's we can check it later. And contacts, so if you want any contracts, you can add the same thing one. If I go to the new, so for this account we have already contact, right? We can add this one entitlements, who is the contact for this one. And you can click on submit. You can add the same thing one. And cases is nothing but how many cases is created, this we can check it later. And products, what are the products we have covered for this one entitlements. See, these are the different, right? Billing service, discount calculation, image processing for shoot, and invoice generation, and KX underscore series, sorry, KX series, network monitoring. Those are all things. So now what I am selecting are two things: network monitoring, and this stuff, and the same thing one. Now, now the thing was how we will execute the scenario. Scenario in the sense how we are supposed to do for a thing. So that's the product covered. This is the one entitlement. So next step, if I go to the one, this is the one entitlement. These are all one. So like that, you can add a multiple entitlements for the same thing one. So simple. A customer has an account. In that account, we have seen the customer users. That's the customer contacts. So the account has a contract with the customer, the vendor, and once the contract, it has entitlements. In that entitlements, we can define all the how many licenses we have, how many used. Those are all we can be calculated for the thing. So this is the basic thing about the customer accounts, entitlements, and the contracts, and the customer contact, and all those things. Now, if I go to the account, so till now, I hope you don't have any issues. So now what we are supposed to do it is, so we have set assets, we can add assets for this one. So that means what are the assets we are supposed to add, we can add the same thing here. And sold products, so what are the products which were sold for the one, that means these are the services offered for this one account. So basically for these products we are supposed to give the entitlements for the same thing. Install base items is nothing but also a products, so which are associated with the same thing one. So right now these also we don't need. So these are all things. And contracts we have added, and entitlements we have added. And accounts is nothing but what are the child accounts for this one. And account relationship, so is a customer of unity system. So for example, here what we are supposed to doing is, so Unity system is a customer of Boexo system, and Boexo is a customer. Sorry, Unity system is a partner of Boexo, and Boexo is a customer of Unity system, which means Boexo is a company where Unity system is a vendor. So these have to have a parentship relationship also, which we are supposed to do for the same thing. And if you go to the account, so there are two members for the account, so account manager and the preferred technician. For every company has, every product has a account manager, so which you are supposed to do. And the preferred technician is nothing but, so whenever if the case is raised or something, who is the person can do the same thing here. So that's the basic thing how we are supposed to do for the same here. So this is the one how we will do for a same thing one. So next one, contact relationship is nothing but, so if you want to make a contact relationship, so if I click on new, so there are 16 accounts for this one. If I open this one, for example, I pick an account, and here he is the contact for which is the one. So for example, if I take in a different user, Mike one, Mike Rogers, so he is a contact for the only we have created a only the asset contact. So if I open this one, responsible definition, we can add a type, user, contact, or consumer. All these ones we can dictate. So that's the one. So right now we can create it. That's a basic thing. And now that's our responsibility. Account team members we have added. Contact relationship we can add it. And social profiles. If any social profiles, for example, see here, we can add the same thing. Social channel is nothing but like LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter. These are all will come as a social channels. We can add the same thing here. Now the social ID we can add the same thing, and contact. What is a who is a contact for this? We can add the same thing, and who is the consumer? We can add the same thing one. So these are all things we can add for a same here. So next one is the escalations. How many escalations we have added? Same thing one, and account access. So if you want to restrict this one, we can restrict this one new. So restrict contact access is nothing but, so entitlements based upon the associated contact. So if you want to restrict it one, but most of the things this we are not using the same thing one. Mostly whoever having the contact one, so we are supposed to add a same thing to the user one. So this is the basic thing. So I hope it clear till now what we discussed or any confusion. Hello. Yep. I hope it clear. Okay, very good. Now the next step here is, now what happened? We have set up a complete things like a account and the contract entitlements, add all the stuff. So now what we are doing in the case one. If I open this one cases, so these are all the cases here. So now what I'm going to do it is I'm supposed to create a case here. So a case should be a product or a order. So if it is a product case or a order case, how we are doing it for same thing one. Now product, if I open this one, so what is the thing we are channel, and what is the thing here supposed to do it is uh, so this is the one. Now the channel is the other, what is the type of channel, which you are supposed to do for a same thing one. And what is the account we need to set up. So boxio, so account, and what is the contact. See, whenever if they want, the default contract will come automatically here, or else if you want to change this one, if I open, you can add a one. The default one is will come, so this is the one. And latest contact, and who is the contact for this, you can pick the same thing one. Product, what is the product we are supposed to do, all these ones. And asset, what was the asset we can leave it, and we don't have any assets. And what is a parent, who is a parent for this. So we can anyone, we can give a test case. So open, when it was open, and primary. So these are all things. What was the assignment group, we can give it. For example, I'm just giving a, what is this, okay, narco technician. So it was assigned to whom. So for example, if I not assigned to anyone, that's okay. If I save this one. So what is a contract and what is the entitlements? So we can add a here also. See, what are the entitlements which are given, it will come automatically here. That's a basic the default record. Urgent issue reported. So the basic one what will get automatically came here, and it was assigned to whom. If you open this for agents, so whoever available, it will show list. But right now this is not available. We don't think we don't have any issue group user for this one. So what we are supposed to do it is we can add a users here. So which means so right now in this group we doesn't have any what you call roles. So we will add a customer roles. If you go to the edit, sn underscore. So the agent role we can give it agent. So customer service agent or customer service manager we can give it. So we will remove this one. This role we can give it. So just give me a minute. It will add a cover these two ones. So this is the one. And if I open this one, so whoever in that group, it will cover, will supposed to do the same thing one. So if I was not ready Tyler, we can add the same thing. And if you click on the find agents, it will show whoever available the user matching skill set, how many cases which was assigned to the user. So if you want to do the Antony and assign, it will automatically assign to the same thing one. And here, and we can write a same thing. And here in the timeline, what is supposed to do it is here the time zone will be done. And right now, I think there is no state field, so we will add a state field here. So the state is here, this one. So once it is done, the state is it go to the open state. So here, so that means here somebody will start working on the same thing one. So once this is done, record time is nothing but what is it was if you click on record time, so agent is able to record the time. That means from the at what time to it has supposed to do for it one. So if this is the case one. If that is a fine, what we if we need any information from the user, we will mark this one as a request for info. So there in the incident, what we will do, we will do the on hold for the same thing here. So please specify the comment. So what they are supposed to do it is, please add screenshot for the case. If you click on request for info now, what happened? The state will be changed to the request for info, and so this is the right test case. So request for info, and from there it will go for the one. See here, if you see the time sign, what happened? It was begin in 4 minutes, 4 seconds, and 4 minutes is the agent, and 15 seconds till now. That means so we have changed the status of 15 seconds ago. It will supposed to show the same thing one. So this is the thing. Now all will go down. So if you click on open case, again the state will move to the open. All other things will be the same thing. So these are all will have the same thing one. Now the thing was, so here from there we can do it one, and in those one we can add SLA. SLA we have already supposed to do, right? The SLAs we can add it, and if you want to add any tasks we can add it. But right now we have not added any customer task. So the case task, if you click on this task, click on new. So this should be stored in the SN underscore customer underscore task table, and it was assigned to whom we need to assign. Able test test the parent, we can all the same thing one, the same process we can follow the same thing one. From that we can do one. So the task has created, we can add it one, and if you need any phone number we can add the same thing one, and appointments, if you want any appointment we can add the same thing one, and what are the emails which are sent to the one, it will supposed to add the same thing one. That means what are the emails we are added for the one, we can show it one, and what are the problems associated with the case, we can add it one. So create a new or edit from if you go to the edit, what it was supposed to do it is, we can add a what was the problems, we can add the same thing, multiple or single we can add it one, or else if you need any create a new one we can create the same thing one. Let me reload it. Next one is a social logs. That means what are the social file? We can add this one. Attach knowledge. If you want any knowledge articles, you can add it one. So knowledge gaps, if anyone we can add, but right now we don't need. And escalations, you want to escalate this case to the one. Escalation, that means high levels will be done. If you want, you can click on the escalated case, escalate case. So the escalation will be automatically created here. So the customer and reason lack of progress something one. So we can write a justification for this one, and severity and all the things you can write it one. So now if you write an escalation, what is supposed to do it is, see the escalation has created, and so the immediately once the escalation comes, somebody will work on the same thing one. And child cases, if you want any child case, add this one too. We can add a edit or new button, we can add the same thing one. Or if any request associated with this one, you can add it from front end. Right now we don't have any block. That means what is a block mission? So the task is completed, then only it has to go run. And related parties, nothing but, So if you want any responsibility for this one, if you click on new, so what is the type? So whoever under the same thing one. So if I give as a customer contact, so I authorize representative. So who is the user for this? So we can add a same thing one. Or else if you change this type, so this is the case, we can add the same thing one. So this is the support we have to do for a same thing here. So like this we can do it one. And once it is done, if that is a one, we can click on the proposed solution. So proposed solution, we need a some resolution notes and code is a mandatory. So we can add the same thing one. Solved and comments we can write it. And we can propose a solution. So from that proposed solution, the customer case, what is supposed to do it is it will be. So now what happened? The case is closed it. So if you open this one, the proposed, it will go to the resolved state. From there the user can open this one, see the SLA, the response case response is also completed for the same thing one. And this task is not closed it, so we are supposed to do for the same thing. If all good, we can mark this one as a closed. And if I save this, now the case will be the case, mostly the common interview question, the case life cycle is once it is created, it will in the new state. And once it is new state, what is supposed to do it is it will go for the open. That means when the we can assign to the agent, and the agent will work on it, agent will mark as a resolve. Or else if you need any information from the user, he is supposed to ask the change the status to waiting for info, and where the customer will provide the customer needs to provide the required information from the user, and we will do it. And now what we are supposed to do it is we can add the same thing for here. So that is a basic thing. And once it is resolved, so we can go for a quiz one. So for this one, if you want any CSM properties, so the customer properties, this is the one. So email subject, if you go the prefix case, then only it will give you the case. And enable flag at description, that means what are the coming the data it will come. And case email, what is the case email we are supposed to do, we can do it. And base URL from customer portal is nothing but what is the we need to create a portal, but we not given. But right now, who can create a external roles? What are the external roles we need to create for the user when you create a customer contact? We can give all those ones. And attachments, how many attachments we can do it, and maximum cases, how many consumer comments, how many in this we can do it. But right now, the most important thing was this is the one, and what are the roles we need to supposed to add the same thing. Remaining, we are mostly we can ask the out of the box. This is the customer case management and the customer service management complete process end to end in the system. I hope clear or any confusion. Now clear? Yeah. So note down the task for today. Create an account. That means create a customer account, and in that customer account add a two customer contacts. Okay. And two customers, once the customer account is set up, and create a contract for it. So what we have to do for a same thing one. customer contact, same thing for it. So in the contract, you can add one more entitlements, at least two entitlements for the contract. Once these are all done, you just create a case and add the contract and entitlements to the same thing one. So if you practice these are all things and completely, you can easily understand the customer care management service completely in the service now. Okay. So this is the basic thing you are supposed to do for the same thing one. I hope it clear or any confusion. I hope it clear, right?